and our contribution to the nucleus of the society, the family, as conscious creation. Humans, that perhaps the only species that where knowledge, art, wisdom can be passed onward, continually elevating our species without any change in our DNA. It's the successful executive who quietly underwent 3 rounds of IVF or 2 or 3 relationships while leading board, only to emerge with empty arms, a broken heart. And it's a teacher who pursues love into her students or change their path to nursery stayed empty and emotionally journey, embracing how to do a plan B if being childless becomes the terms of an involuntary decision that can be a roller coaster. This is a unique kind of grief for the life on leave. The author Jody Day describes mourning the baby you never had, the birthdays that will never be, the world of mom and dad that no one will call. For a time, I avoid baby showers and kids' birthday of my nephews and parties, not because I wasn't happy for my friends, for my niece and my nephew, but because I fear that my fragile composure won't crack it in front of a cupcake tower and finger paint drawings. Society hasn't always made it easier, and neither the family that just want to start asking you, hey, when is your turn? Look at the 3-year-old boy, when is your turn? And judgment or pittiness for those ones that in our 40s, single after 2 divorces. If we haven't prioritized in the eyes of the society and the family, we have all heard the insensitive remarks that, oh, you focus on your career, huh? And now you're 40, and why are you still single? And what's going on with you? You should adopt. You're 40. You could just speak up. And thankfully, with these attitudes are starting to shift. In one survey, nearly 60% of Americans agree that people without children can live fulfilling, not empty, a good life, a significant increase in acceptance since our previous generation. So nowadays, the judgment, the pittiness is not that hard as it become judgmental as it was before for men and women who their time or priorities didn't reach in the good moment in their lives. Why? Because we needed to prioritize or choose, or just the time fly to have kids. But the desire never went away. So one of my patients says that God didn't let them have the children so that the kid on other kids or their new purpose in life, in the philanthropic work with children, with schools, doing libraries, help the community and help those kids through lacking of abandonment, and or like in my case, bringing more souls into this world, creating conscious creation. So it's a deep responsibility or wanted to honor and to build, lacking of what we wanted to have so bad. And I think patients that becoming childless because of time and facing fertility, we become more conscious and nurturing energy into opening schools and helping our community, and in some way we can shift on helping in other ways and not just trying to live empty without a good example or facing emotional fertility or the capacity to generate love in other ways, other purpose, and care in ways that don't involve having biological children. This emotional fertility is what carried me through my own healing. I came to realize that my longing to motherhood and fatherhood didn't have to go to waste. As many as my patients, I could find other ways, and in my case, I start mentoring young men and young women to pursue, to develop, to guide them, and becoming also a good auntie, a good neighbor, and help them to bake them cookies, or trying to teach my nephew and go with him into a camping trip. Projects in the communities that I've been helping when I was living in Punta Mita, and we changed the way of education and genuinely believe that these also have a value. Some of us are here to raise children in other ways, in more consciousness. A wise friend told me both are vital for evolution. Beyond biology, the evolutionary purpose of wisdom evolve is not only about genes that survive, it's also about the ideas and wisdom that we propagate. Biologist Richard Dawkins, when we die, we can leave behind 2 things: our genes and our contribution to the nucleus of the society, the family, as conscious creation. Humans, that perhaps the only species that where knowledge, art, wisdom can be passed onward, continually elevating our species without any change in our DNA, but epigenetically. In this sense, those of us without children yet are not the end of the line. We are links in a different kind of the chain that we transmit our values, our stories, our innovation, our entrepreneurship, and care for the next generation of humans. If not direct descendant, teachers, mentors, doctors, artists, leaders, many who have not biological children yet, they have parented entire movements with a significant and honoring the next generation as conscious creation, bringing more souls and bringing more babies. That's how modernized we nurture, how we offer, and how we want to contribute. And as talking with this deep talk on how is the population and the war against sex, women and men in today's dating world, I started to see in the conscious reproduction way, and the light should be the next generation, the next babies, bring it consciously and deciding if, when, and how we bring a new life or new ideas forth. For some, that means deciding to become a parent and doing so with it intentionally. But as Des was telling me, breaking generational cycles, raising children with love and awareness. That can be for the ones, but for others, it also deciding not to have children thoughtlessly or under pressure and instead channeling one's gift elsewhere. And these both choices involve profound consciousness and responsibility. After interviewing so many people and so many patients facing infertility and many other issues where they weren't truly ready to take a step forward, and then we face infertility, consciously decision making, and more people, men and women alike, approach parenthood as intentionally asking if we are prepared to devote ourselves to raising a human being. Perhaps fewer mess up people would need fixing in adulthood and having more therapy, more conscious desire to find the right partner to do that work with you or doing on your own, but facing the purpose on contributing in other ways to your society that the village need to raise a child includes with aunties and uncles and mentors that can teach those kids without descent biologically. We all have a stake in the future. The energy that will have gone into parenting can become a force for creativity, leadership, and service to honor in another ways, as how Des and I will conclude. To go evolve in terms is not trivial. It's cultural adaptation. Our species survives not just by number of children, but by quality of support, and epigenetically support the nucleus of your society with wisdom choices. And as a conclusion, and having these open conversations to you, our community, and to our patients is, I don't know if this can be a solution, but we start open these conversations about redefining legacy, purpose, and contribution to your society beyond the traditional timeline of marriage, kids, dogs, and your house and mortgage. It's a conversation that honors both paths, the fatherhood and the motherhood, alone, with a couple, or not having at all. There is other ways that we can consciously reproduce, facing infertility with wisdom and with a contribution to humanity in other purpose and not just genetically. We need the parents who are genuinely called to raise children, and we need the change makers, the healers, and the conscious wisdom keepers who often walk a childless path, far from being in conflict. Those roles are beautiful, complementary in the society. So if you are a woman or a man who, like me, pour your love into your career, communities, art, or social causes instead of babies, or you face infertility, your contribution matters immensely. And if you are a parent raising the next generation, thank you. And may you do it with consciousness and support. Let's all extend empathy to one another. No one's life follows the exact script we imagine, but at the end, each of us have something precious to give, to offer, and some of us are here to raise children, others to raise consciousness. As Des was saying, both are vital for evolution. Wisdom always wins, even if it takes generations. Thanks, Des, and this is an invitation to keep talking. Maybe we can keep sharing these ideas, going deep in how we can, instead of keep seeing men and women trying to build in our late 30s, early 40s, a conscious family in a conscious marriage. Even we saw statistics of 50% of marriage we are getting divorced. In today's world, all women wants to find the father of the kids, but men vice versa. We are trying to find the mother of our kids. And that's where a huge impact is happening in the nucleus of the society, forming families. and facing infertility while the time still ticking. Let's put it out there. Let's start talking about as we are facing and seeing this reality with our patients worldwide. So thanks for listening. Thanks community, and let's keep talking about it. Thank you.